So hi, my fellow PCOS sister warriors. I wanted to share with you this awesome podcast that I just heard from Dr. Hyman from his Farmacy Doctor's Health Show. And Dr. Mark Hyman is a functional doctor. And what makes them different is that they really try to find the root cause opposed to just treat the symptoms, which is what tends to happen with traditional medicine. And my PCOS story was that I got diagnosed when I was 15 because I had some pretty painful and irregular periods. And so the gynecologist did an ultrasound and saw that I had cysts on my ovaries, and so gave me birth control. And so I've been on birth control for 15 years, aside from when I was trying to get pregnant, which thankfully I was able to get pregnant without any problems, because I know that infertility is a huge challenge with women who suffer from PCOS. But it was super interesting in the podcast because Dr. Hyman, and the woman that is on the podcast with him share how we think that PCOS is a gynecological issue, but really it can be a nutritional issue, or it can be due to toxins or due to infections. Of course, a leaky gut is a huge issue, because with leaky gut, we can then have chronic inflammation, and chronic inflammation is what causes most of the diseases that we experience. So it was super interesting. I highly recommend that you listen to the podcast. I actually listened to it twice because I was so excited about it, because they do talk about potential causes, and then of course potential solutions, and a lot of it is based on nutritional choices. So and I've read this quite a bit as well, is that PCOS is believed to be due to insulin resistance, and the way to correct that is to be so much more mindful about your processed carb consumption. So carbs are needed, we have to have carbs, but we can get carbs from vegetables and other places. I mean, basically, we want to avoid as much ultra processed food as possible, because ultra processed food just is not kind to our bodies, to our guts, which then we know can cause all kinds of challenges. So the main takeaway was the fact that it is usually due to a nutrition issue. There can be other causes as well, and that was what was so interesting. Is they said in the podcast, they said that there could be 10 different women in the room who all have PCOS, and we all have different reasons as to why that happens. And so again, if we go to a traditional doctor, which is what I've done for the last 31 years, and all they do is give me birth control with no intention of getting off. And I've asked my gynecologist many times, it's like, I'm 46. How long am I going to be taking birth control pills? Like forever? Am I just going to forever do that? And no one's ever asked me about my diet. Never, ever, ever. So maybe I don't need to take birth control anymore. Maybe. Anyways, so that was a big takeaway, was the fact that it's quite likely due to nutritional issues. Could be that there are some vitamin deficiencies. They talked about vitamin D, which I've been learning so much about that. They talked about vitamin K. They talked about amino acids that you can get from fish oil. And there was another vitamin deficiency that they talked about. But anyways, like most things, there could be any number of root causes, but it's beautiful because then that means there's any number of ways to resolve the issue, not just treat the symptoms, but treat the issues. And anyone who's had PCOS knows that the outbreaks can just bring you to your knees, and it's awful. And we certainly don't want to experience that. It's not fun. It's groveling. So anyways, I encourage you to, I'll link it or I'll post it in the notes too, but I highly encourage you to listen to it. It's like 37 minutes long, super informative. Again, worth exploring other options than just taking a pill to treat the symptoms. We want to actually help ourselves. And when you help your gut, you help all kinds of things, not just PCOS. So anyways, all right, my friends, have a great day. Bye.